Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carmen. Welcome. So are you interested in having a spiritually based career, either as your full-time job or your part-time gig? Well, then you've come to the right video, because we're going to talk about what is the best spiritually based job or career for you. So we can determine this based on your life path number and also on some of the other numbers in your core numerological birth chart. So if you don't know what that is, then check out a video that I did on how to calculate your life path number and some of the other numbers in your chart. I'll put a link to that video below in the description box. It only takes a few minutes. All you need is your date of birth and your first, middle, and last name. And in numerology, the life path number is the most important number in your chart because it helps to determine what your main purpose in life is and what you were born into this world for, why you're here. So if you don't know what that number is, you definitely want to find out what it is, because it can help you to determine all kinds of things in life. You also want to find out what your soul's urge number is too, because that number helps to determine what will bring you happiness, and it's kind of like your soul's calling. So looking at those two numbers in your chart, we can determine what would be the best spiritually based career for you just by having those two numbers. Now, of course, if one of these spiritually based careers resonates with you and it really speaks to your heart, but it's not one of the numbers that's listed, then of course go with whatever speaks to you the most, right? Go with whatever resonates with you always first. But of course, you can also use the numbers to help guide you and to give you more specifics as to which one of these spiritually based careers would be best for you, because there are a lot of them out there. Now, if you aren't interested in a spiritually based career, but you want to find out what is the best career in general for you, like the best typical kind of career, then you can check out the video that I did on that. I'll put a link to it below in the description box. But when it comes to these spiritually based careers, I want you guys to know that in the future, these careers, a lot of them will be standard mainstream jobs that people have. Right now, they're considered kind of on the fringe, esoteric kind of careers that are not taken very seriously. But in the future, that's going to change, because we have entered the age of Aquarius and we have entered a new time and a new era. And the earth is actually ascending right now into a higher vibration, into a higher frequency. And a lot of people are having spiritual awakenings. And this means that a lot of people's awareness and conscious level is expanding. And it will continue to expand on the planet for the next hundreds of years. And by the way, if you want to find out more information about this great spiritual ascension that is happening on the planet right now, and how we're shifting from 3D into 5D, then check out a video that I made about this. I made it last year, but it's still very relevant as to what exactly is happening right now, and I really go into detail about what exactly 5D is. So I'll put a link to that below. So here is our first page of spiritually based careers, and we're going to go through each one of these briefly, but keep watching because I have multiple pages of these careers, so this is not the only page. And as you can see, next to each career, I have listed all of the numbers that would be the best for that career. And these numbers don't just have to be your life path or your soul's urge number. They could also be your expression or your birthday number as well. So sometimes people resonate more with those numbers. And so take a look at your chart and see where the numbers in your chart fall for each one of these careers. So the first career we have listed is a medium and a psychic. And what is the difference between the two? Well, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. Psychics can give you answers to questions. They can help see into the future by tapping into their claircognizance or their clairaudience or clairvoyance. They have these skills and abilities. In addition to being able to do all of that, mediums can also have clear communication with people that have passed over onto the other side. They can give messages to their loved ones, and they can give you specific details about who that person is. And so they usually will know exactly what spirit is communicating with them. Now, those are two of the biggest careers in the spiritual field. And in the future, people will see psychics and mediums the way they go and see psychologists and counselors right now. They will be respected more at that level, and it will be taken more seriously in the future. I know it's hard to believe right now, but in 20 years from now, you'll remember that I said this. And also, more people will be psychic in the future. More people will realize that they have these abilities. They've had it within them this whole time. So you will see a great, huge number of psychics and mediums within the population as more people tap into these skills. So it will be more accepted in the future for sure. Tarot card readers they typically tend to be psychic as well. They are also channeling information over from the other side, but they're using tools to do it. So they're using picture cards to channel that information. But they often have psychic abilities and mediumship skills as well. But a lot of psychics and mediums will start out using tarot cards, and they kind of use that to help develop their skills and abilities. They will do that in the beginning, and then eventually, once they become more skilled, they won't even need to use the tarot cards anymore. So that's kind of a good way to get you started getting into that if becoming a psychic and a medium is something you are interested in doing. Oracle card readers are similar to tarot card readers, but there is a difference because oracle cards and angel cards usually aren't as predictive. So with tarot card reading, you can make strong predictions as to what an outcome will be or the timing of something. With angel and oracle cards, those usually are used to give people more spiritual guidance from their spirit guides and their guardian angels, but they're not really used to predict things as much or to give timing to certain events and situations. So if you're interested in doing something where you're helping people and giving them guidance and spiritual guidance in a way that you're not really giving them predictions and that kind of thing, then using oracle and angel cards and being that kind of reader would be good for you. So an astrologer or a numerologist would be a great spiritual career to have if you tend to be more analytical. So with mediums and psychics, they're more intuitive and they give people guidance based on their intuition and so forth. Whereas astrologers and numerologists, they are usually they're giving people spiritual guidance in a more analytical way by analyzing their charts and that kind of thing. But they're also using their intuitive skills as well to do that. But as you can see, for these two careers, I've listed a lot of the more analytical numbers. The numbers that I like to call the cerebral numbers, the numbers that like to think about things in their head and kind of like to analyze things. A hypnotherapist is a person who is trained to induce a trance-like state that helps people to use their subconscious mind to change behavioral patterns or ways of thinking. So basically, they are hypnotizing you so that you can clear away all of these subconscious ways of thinking and patterns that you might have that you're not even aware of. And these are just things that have been accumulating within you your whole entire life. And so through hypnosis, they're kind of like peeling away the layers of an onion until they can get down to the core of who you really are. Because there's the belief that, a lot of the patterns that we have, these are just very subconscious things within us that we're not even aware of. And hypnotherapy has always been considered one of the more esoteric forms of psychology and definitely not taken as seriously as psychotherapy and some of the other forms of psychology. But that will change in the future. Just wait. So I've listed out all the numbers that have good counseling skills and the ability to give good therapy and also some of the numbers that are good at healing. A life coach is somebody who helps other people to improve their life, basically. You know, we're going through life, and a lot of times we have these patterns and they're not productive, and we don't realize it because we need somebody else outside of ourselves to point it out to us. And, you know, family and friends often don't do this. So sometimes you just need somebody who's completely unbiased to come in and just, you know, give you some help and some constructive feedback. So a life coach kind of does that. They come in there, they help you to get organized, they help you to strengthen some of the areas, you know, that you might be weak in, to help improve your life in whatever areas that you need improving in. So this would be a great career for you to go into if you have good directing skills and you're good at leading people. So this would really be good for people with the one energy who are also spiritual. And also 11s would be good at this too, because they've got that one energy, but they also have that 2 energy too. And I've also listed some of the other numbers that have good business skills and are good at directing. So what is a Reiki healer? I'm sure you've heard a lot about this career. This is going to be a big one in the future. This will be a big one. These are basically energy healers. Reiki specialists are people that can see people's energy fields, and they can see where all the blocks are in somebody's field. And they can heal those areas that need healing. And often through healing somebody's energy, you can, you know, it's one of the ways to heal diseases and psychological issues, all kinds of you know, difficulty with manifesting certain things. Sometimes you'll have like blocks in your energy field and you're not even aware of this, because our bodies are all made up of energy. The whole universe is made up of energy. So doesn't it make sense locating those blocks within your energy field, if you have any, and then healing them? By doing that, whatever difficulty you're having in your life might actually go away, because it might be caused by that. Well, a Reiki healer is somebody that will help you to do that. And actually, those videos that I've done on using numerology codes to heal pain and lose weight and many other more things in the future, those are actually a form of Reiki healing. And so it's a combination of using Reiki healing and numerology to basically heal yourself. So check out those videos if you haven't already. I'll put links to those below in the description box. Now, crystal healing is also a form of healing, but you're healing yourself through the energy of the crystals. And there's a lot of crystals out there that can do all kinds of things. So there's a lot of power within crystals and crystal energy, and science hasn't caught on to this yet, but once they do, the world is going to be a very different place. So, but you have caught on to it because you're watching this video. So, you know, basically you're providing healing to people through, like I said, using different crystals. A quantum healer is basically like a hypnotherapist, but they're an even more esoteric version of a hypnotherapist. So they take it to the next level because they help people to have past life regression and to go back into, you know, remembering past lives that they've had by using quantum healing technique. And this was a technique that was developed by Dolores Cannon. Look her up if you don't know who that is. So very similar to hypnotherapy, where the belief is that you will be healed by having a past life regression, because some of your patterns and behaviors are happening because of things that happened to you in a past life. And through having a past life regression, going back into a previous lifetime, you can have all kinds of things healed. So something might be happening to you or happening within you because it's connected to a past life and an event or an issue that happened in this past life that hasn't been healed yet. And so quantum healing kind of gets to the bottom of that. An acupuncturist is a person who performs acupuncture, which is a form of alternative medicine and a key component to the traditional Chinese medicine, in which needles are inserted into the body. And the human body has more than 2,000 acupuncture points connected by pathways, also called meridians. And these pathways create an energy flow, also called qi, through the body that is responsible for overall health. Disruption of the energy flow can cause disease. By applying acupuncture to certain points, it is thought to improve the flow of the qi, thereby improving health. So very similar to Reiki healing, but using tools to do that in the form of needles and also the hands of the practitioner as well. Now, an aromatherapist is somebody who provides therapy and healing to somebody by using smell. And they usually do this through using essential oils. So these people are really good at coming up with concoctions of different essential oils to heal all kinds of things. An herbalist is very similar because they also heal people as well, but they do this through having people take herbs or other natural substances internally. They're like physicians, but they are the natural version of a physician, healing people through taking natural substances and herbs, basically. An Ayurvedic doctor, some people say Ayurvedic doctor, these are basically practitioners that use Ayurvedic medicine. And it's very popular in India and also some of the other Eastern countries. It's pretty popular. Now, a chiropractor is somebody who basically helps to heal somebody through aligning their body more correctly. They help people to get into better alignment. And a chakra healer is also somebody who helps people to get into better alignment, but they do this through balancing people's chakras. So we all have 7 main chakras that run along our spine. And if one of these chakras is blocked, then it can cause an imbalance in your body. And a chakra healer can identify which chakras might be blocked or might have an imbalance, and they can help to balance it out for you. Iridology is going to be big in the future, so definitely check that one out. An iridologist is somebody who can look into the iris of somebody's eye and can identify what diseases or issues that person has within their body just by looking at the iris of their eye, because the iris gives a lot of information as to what our health status is. So it's a very interesting profession for people that are interested in medicine, but they want to do alternative forms of medicine. So very similar to a herbalist and an Ayurvedic doctor. Now, a naturopathic doctor is similar to an herbalist also. An herbalist studies herbal medicine, whereas a naturopath studies nutrition, homeopathy, and lifestyle medicine, in addition to herbal medicine. So while herbalists focus on herbal medicine, naturopaths are able to use a wide range of healing tools to achieve the best outcome. And naturopaths focus on treating the body as a whole, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It's not that one is better than the other, it really just depends on what the person needs. Some people need a more holistic approach, while other people will just need to take, internal medicine, and that's all they need. But there is a difference between the two. Reflexology is another one that will be big in the future, so you might want to check that out. It's very similar to acupuncture because there's a belief that we have these certain meridian points all throughout our body. And reflexology is a type of massage that involves applying different amounts of pressure to the feet, hands, and ears, based on the theory that these body parts are connected to certain organs and body systems and to these meridian points. And applying pressure to these parts offers a range of health benefits because these parts are connected to these meridian points. So it's kind of a combination between acupuncture and massage therapy. Basically, it's like a blending of the two of them. Now, a sound healer and a sound therapist are basically people that use sound to help heal people. So like a crystal healer and an aromatherapist that are using crystals or essential oils to heal people, sound healers are using sound and frequencies to do that. And because there's the belief that through frequencies you can heal all kinds of parts of the body and the subconscious mind as well. A spiritually based relationship coach is somebody who provides guidance and assistance to couples and also to people that are looking to find relationships as well, and by using spiritual methods to do that. And I think we're going to see a lot of these in the future. I think this will be a big one. A meditation instructor is somebody who helps guide people through the process of meditation. For a lot of people, meditation is very difficult to do on their own, and they kind of need somebody to help guide them to do it. A yoga instructor is somebody who helps instruct people in the practice of yoga. And this is a really good example of one of these esoteric careers that actually already is becoming big right now. Like, we see a lot of people getting into this and, kind of doing this on the side. And so this is an example of, one of those careers that's kind of become more mainstream. And as I mentioned before, a lot of these other careers here are going to follow suit in the future. Now, an aura photographer is a very interesting profession. These are people that use special cameras that can take pictures of people's aura fields. And we all have an aura that is surrounding our body, and you can get a lot of information about somebody by looking at their aura. And so these are special cameras that can take pictures of people's auras. And so this is good for the numbers that have the artistic talents and also the interest in spirituality as well. A dream interpreter is somebody who helps people to interpret their dreams, and these people often have psychic abilities and they're highly intuitive. So I've listed some of the numbers that are more of the psychic intuitive numbers for this career. A feng shui practitioner is somebody who goes into somebody's house and helps them to rearrange the furniture within their house to help to make sure that the energy is flowing at its optimal level within the house. So sometimes if we don't have our furniture in the correct place and positioned correctly, it can cut off the flow of energy, and we can feel very negative and not even be aware of this. So a feng shui practitioner can go into your house and identify, well, maybe you're not successful at work because, you've placed the bed in the wrong, facing the wrong direction, and it's being blocked by so-and-so. So there's all kinds of information that they can give people that me and you, we would never even be aware of this ever unless these people came in and told us. So this is going to be a big one in the future. A palm reader is kind of like a tarot card reader, but instead of using the tool of tarot, they're using your hand. And they can make all kinds of predictions about things that will happen in your life by looking at the lines on your hand. So they can predict when you'll get married, how many kids you'll have, if you'll be successful, how long your life will be. I mean, there's just all kinds of things that they can, they claim that they can predict by looking at the lines on your hand. Now, I'm one of those people that believes in free will, and I believe that free will is going to be more important than any prediction that anybody can give you. So when it comes to palm reading, they're definitely giving you guidance, but they, when it comes to the ultimate decider of your future, that's always going to be you, because remember, your free will is more important than any of that other stuff. An angel therapist is somebody who helps people and gives therapy to people through using the archangels. So they work with the archangels such as Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, in helping people to heal things within them and issues within their life. They often are people that specialize in channeling the archangels. That's, they specialize in just that one group, and they sometimes will use like angel cards to help them do this. An organic beauty maker. So beauty products in the future, all of the things that we use in our home, all of the products that we use in the future, this is all going to be organic. So people will not allow for the kind of chemicals and ingredients that we currently have in the stuff that we have right now. People will not call for that. They will not allow it. So if you want to get into that, if you are one of the business numbers, as you can see, I've listed a lot of the business numbers for this profession. But if you want to get into anything where you're making products that are that promote sustainability, that are chemical free, those are the things that everybody will be buying in the future. Right now, it's just people like you and me that buy those products, but everybody in the future will be buying products like that. So if you want to invest in companies that make those kind of products, you will always make a lot of money for sure. Or if you want to become one of those companies that makes those kind of products, well then, you know, props to you. You know, that's going to be very successful. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. An organic farmer is also going to be a very successful thing to go into in the future, because all produce in the future will be organic. I know it's hard to believe right now, but in 20 years from now, you'll remember that I said this. Everything will be organic in the future. So basically, you will have a heads up over a lot of people, and farming is a very lucrative thing to go into. So I've listed off a lot of the business numbers and also some of the more independent numbers that are really good at kind of like being their own boss and kind of working for themselves. If you're into that kind of thing and you're also watching this channel because you're a spiritual person, then organic farming might be a good thing for you. A spiritual jewelry maker and a spiritual fashion designer, these will also be big in the future. And I think as a lot of people start to realize the power of crystals and the energy that we can harness within them, I think there's going to be a bigger demand for jewelry that is spiritually based, especially jewelry that uses crystals. So that could be a good thing to go into if you have some of the creative numbers like a 3, 6, or a 9. And then I've listed some other numbers as well. A spiritual coach is somebody who helps somebody to live their best life by using some of the spiritual esoteric concepts such as the law of attraction. So another name for this is a law of attraction coach. And I do think that this is going to be really big in the future. I really do think that, you know, kind of the way we see personal trainers and we see people with, well, we see some people with life coaches, but you see like a lot of people with personal trainers and that kind of thing. In the future, you're going to see a lot of people with spiritual coaches or law of attraction coaches, helping them to kind of manifest the kind of life that they want and the things that they've always wanted by using the law of attraction. So that could be something to look into also, especially if you're somebody who's good at directing people, but also good at working one-on-one and counseling people at the same time. A martial arts instructor is great for people that want to practice spirituality on a kinesthetic level. So kind of like the yoga instructor, where you're helping to teach people to defend themselves by using practices such as Kung Fu and Tai Chi and some of the other martial arts. And you're also helping people to build self-confidence as well by using these martial arts, and you're strengthening people and you're empowering them. So these are very spiritual careers also. There's going to be a big demand for spiritually based books, especially ebooks in the future, spiritually based websites, that kind of thing. So if you're good at writing and you're also a spiritual person, then that would be good for you. And I've listed off some of the numbers that are really good at writing. A dowser is somebody who has been hired to clear out negative energy within a space or within a person by dousing them with special liquids. And a house clearer is very similar to a dowser, but what they do is they just go into your house and they clear the energy of all negativity. And they use not only dowsing liquid, but they also use sage and other things to clear negative energy from a home. A spiritually based business owner is going to be a great thing to go into in the future. Like I said before, 99% of the products out there are going to be organic. They're not going to have these chemicals in them. They're going to be more sustainable to the planet. So if you want to start any sort of business where, you know, you're selling organic or spiritually based products, that's going to make you a lot of money. Also, owning a business where you can help people to receive esoteric things, like such as owning a crystal shop or owning a shop that sells tarot cards or a shop that helps people to receive psychic and mediumship services, you know, that kind of thing. right? You don't actually have to be the practitioner giving those out, but you're the person that owns the business that, that helps people to receive those services. So this is going to be really good for you if you're one of the business numbers, and also if you're one of the more independent numbers that, you like to work for yourself and you don't like to work for other people, you don't like to be told what to do, then this will be a really good career for you. A paranormal investigator is kind of like the esoteric version of a detective. So you're going in there and you're investigating scenes and you're trying to figure out like what negative energies or spirits are within a space. A lot of people refer to them as ghost hunters. But they just basically investigate phenomenon that is related to spirit, and especially within a given environment or a given space. So this is going to be really good for the numbers that have a lot of the very analytical skills and are very analytical and good at looking for details and that kind of thing. The energy of this new energetic era that we're moving into is going to support more spiritually based content creators, podcast hosts, and spiritual speakers. So, if you have those skills, then this is something that would be really good for you to go into. And I've listed off a lot of the numbers that are really good at, expressing themselves and are great at orating and talking. Some of the more extroverted numbers, such as 5s and 8s and 1s and 3s. Now, also a spiritual nonprofit organization. Ever thought about creating one of those? So if you have some of those business qualities, if you're one of the business numbers, or you have some of those business numbers in your chart, then you probably would be really good at this, because it's kind of like creating a business, right? You're creating an organization, but with the goal to basically help a cause or a charity and to not really make a profit off of it. And so this will be good for the business numbers, but also those numbers that are more on the humanitarian end of the spectrum, such as the 9 and the 11, that tend to be more humanitarian and have more of that energy of affecting large masses of people. And if you have some of these numbers in your chart and some of these abilities within you, then this is something you really should consider, because in the future, people are going to be wanting to donate their money to charities and organizations that are more spiritually based as more and more people start to wake up on the planet. People will start to realize that some of these organizations they're donating to right now are perpetuating a lot of these things. Most of them are connected to the pharmaceutical companies, right? That are, basically trying to keep people sick, and they don't want people to get better. And as people start to realize this and wake up to this, they won't want to give their money to those organizations anymore. They're going to look for the few spiritually based nonprofits that are out there. And if you're one of them, then, you can make a really good living for yourself, and also at the same time support a lot of people that are working for your organization. So that is something to definitely consider. So let me know in the comments below which one of these spiritually based careers resonated with you the most. Is it something that you would like to do in the future, full-time or part-time? Is it something that you're doing right now? If it is, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what your experience has been with it so far. Also, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with other people, and if you want to book a reading with me so that we can go more into depth based on the specifics of your chart and really look at what career would be best for you, then you can check out that information. I'll put a link to it below in the description box. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with other people. I would love to have you subscribe and to become part of this family. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. I love you guys. I'm sending you light and love, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.